It's peak season across the Atlantic and Caribbean basins. The hurricane season traditionally peaks from late August into October, and the climatic peak is actually September 10th, which is Tuesday. And no surprise that we do have many systems out there to keep an eye on. Well, right now across the Atlantic and out towards Africa, there are two disturbances, one which is just off the coast and another one which is several hundred kilometers east of the Lesser Antilles. Well, basically we are looking for this one, which is closest to us, to possibly have some signs of development as it goes through the next few days. We do have some very warm waters, 29 degrees Celsius in places, 30 in a few pockets, and there's also some low-level wind shear just towards the south here. So as long as it stays towards the south, we could be seeing some sort of development out of this, if only if it will be quite slow to develop. The next one right behind is moving quite quickly. That should actually speed up across the Atlantic, and it gets closer to the island chain. We are possibly seeing that maybe early next week could be seeing some development out of this system as well. Again, it will be meeting the warm waters, and we should be seeing some more favorable up-level winds as we get towards early next week. So we're watching that quite closely. But right now across Trinidad and Tobago, we'll continue to see some moisture, some showers, the possibility of some lightning flashing across the skies tonight and into the early part of your morning. That's because we have a tropical wave coming through. It will add that instability to the atmosphere for the first part of your day. Could be seeing a few showers that are petering out towards the end of the afternoon. Meanwhile, for Trinidad, no surprise that we could be seeing also some flashes of lightning along those warm waters of the eastern shoreline, maybe for western areas as well overnight. The possibility of a shower that could turn heavy or thundery once we get into the first part of your morning and possibly for the first half of the afternoon. But overall, you will notice a lot of the cloudiness and that moisture pushing in from the south, eventually for San Fernando up towards Port of Spain and Diego Martin, and eventually petering out towards the end of the day. Now, tonight should feel warm in some places, 25 degrees Celsius, but if in those sheltered valleys, it could turn a touch cooler, maybe at 23. And then tomorrow, the high looking at 33 across the board for most areas, possibly 34 as you get towards the capital. Now, offshore, there's only a slight chop of 1 meter through the Caribbean, but it could be moderate at 1.5 to 2 meters out in the Atlantic. And you will notice those easterly winds of 15 knots. High tide of 1:15 a.m. Now, it seems as though on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, still continue to bring a few showers coming through, especially for Trinidad. So this is where we could be seeing some of those showers that could be on the thundery side, especially over western areas of Trinidad through Wednesday and Thursday, then eventually brightening up quite nicely as we get towards Friday. Now, we've been talking about Dorian for several days now, and been now seeing that Dorian will likely move towards the north of Scotland, bringing longer spells of rain, some showers towards the south, windy as well across those exposed areas of Ireland and Scotland. And then a day later, Gabrielle will be pushing its centre across Scotland, bringing some showers to the same spots, but down towards the southeast corner of the UK, it should be dry and fair as they go through the day then. So for the Caribbean right now, we're just continuing to see just those occasional clouds and showers coming through. We've been talking about this area of low pressure, disorganized system of thunderstorms and showers right now. Could see some development as it gets closer to the northwestern Bahamas, so they'll be watching this quite closely over the next few days. But generally, for Hispaniola, still some showers expected to come out from that nearby system. Some of those showers coming down to Jamaica. For the eastern Caribbean, occasional clouds are likely, with some brisk showers out towards St. Lucia, down towards the southern Windward Islands. Could be seeing a ridge building in places, so we could be seeing a bit more dry weather following some early morning showers. Down towards Georgetown, still quite thundery and still quite wet as they go through their Tuesday. So for us, mostly cloudy, some scattered showers that could turn heavy or thundery as we go through the day. So that's weather, and that's it from me.